Good evening and welcome to the summit here on the MidwestSports.net YouTube gyms. I am joined tonight by Nate Schimonitz, who is a fantastic basketball player for the Nebraska Wesleyan University. I almost said rising star, but I think has risen, and it's come to an apex, and your career is finally at a close. But what a stellar career it has been, Nate. I'm all-conference player, three-time all-region, and you started off as a freshman, as the newcomer in the year in the region, and you end your career as the all-region MVP, possibility of an All-American even in the future as well. The All-West region MVP according to D3Hoops.com. First off, just congratulations.
Oh, thank you, and thanks for having me.
Well, it's an honor to have you here on the program with us here on the summit this evening, and I appreciate everyone for watching on this live stream and those who will watch after the fact too. Listen, Nate, just a great career for the Prairie Wolves. Your season ended at 25-4. I know a lot of folks have had their season end abruptly in a way that they didn't necessarily want. Your season, however, ended on the court in the second round of the NCAA tournament once again. Talk about that and a 79-58 season finale against WashU from St. Louis.
Oh, yeah, that was definitely a tough way. I mean, I knew coming into the tournament if any other way besides winning the championship was going to be tough to handle with all our seniors, and especially personally my career being over. So that was a tough one. But, at the end of the day, I mean, WashU is a great team. They were definitely, I think, probably the best team we played all year. I think they were playing really well together, and we've seen that. But part of it was we didn't do everything we could have. So we do feel like we could have done more to be in the game, maybe win the game. But at the end of the day, losing like that's never going to be fun. But after taking a week or week and a half to recover from it, we're still kind of just looking back and taking a look at how great or how big of some of the things have been that we were able to accomplish in our 4 years at Wesleyan.
Oh my goodness. And I did want to talk about that. 100 wins to 17 losses. And of course the national championship year for you and so many others there, 30-3 back in 2018. Talk about that ride a couple of years ago.
Yeah. I mean, that was obviously all of our favorite seasons. Everyone who was on that team, everything just came together so well for us. And it was, kind of difficult for me personally because at the beginning of the year, I tore my meniscus and I missed the first 10 games of that season. And I think Coach Wellman's talked a lot about it. And even though that was definitely a negative to start, you don't want, obviously, your starting point guard. I don't want my sophomore year to start with an injury, but it really gave other guys a chance to step up, play together, get their roles all straightened out. And that way, when I came back, I think we lost 1 or 2 games early, but then after we all got together, we really went on a run. I think it was 13 straight wins to win the championship. And just the way we were playing and the way we all loved each other on and off the court, we were hanging out every weekend. We were all best friends. And so to do that, not only with any team, but with a team that you enjoy so much and coaches that are so great, it was definitely one of the best experiences of my life going through that tournament and being able to win it all.
I know there were some fantastic players on that team that were seniors and went out with that national championship. Then you have another group that very, very talented group last season. And of course, this year you're a part of a group of 8 seniors. I know a couple of them have come in, over the course of the 4-year stretch there, but talk about being a part of this group in particular.
Yeah, this group of seniors has been great. And really, it's been that way. I played basketball in high school in Omaha at Creighton Prep, and leaving there, I really had a feel with I was playing with my best friends. And when I went to college, one of the big things I was kind of just nervous about was, am I going to be able to play with guys I like? And that couldn't have been less of a problem when we came to Wesleyan. As everything got sorted out, people leave, transfer. But at the end of the day, I live with a couple of the players, a couple of our seniors, and then everyone else. I would see them every day. Even if after basketball, I'm still seeing those guys. And we just have such a great bond and connection that hopefully will last. In fact, it will last throughout basketball, throughout our lives. And we've just been able to bond so much, and it definitely helped us on the court. I think if you watched a lot of our games, our chemistry was very, very good because we all believed in each other, and we weren't trying to win for individuals. We were really trying to win all together for ourselves, and that's just how we played the game.
I understand, and you're right. Those are relationships that will last, and I can testify to that. Some of the relationships from college, and they stay with you. And of course, those times, the bond on the road, in the locker room, things like that, they're a big deal. Well, you've made your mark there at Nebraska Wesleyan. As I'm speaking now with Nate Schimonitz, you are the third player to have broken the 2,000 point plateau. You waited a little while to get it done, and had a little bit of drama in all of that. And I know there was a big part of that is you were injured in the American Rivers Conference semifinals, didn't get to play in that championship game, didn't get to play in the first round of the NCAA tournament, able to come back and in that game against WashU and managed to get 7 points to cross that plateau. Talk about what a big deal that was, especially in the way you did it.
Yeah, I mean, going into the season, obviously, I've started since freshman year, ever since Coach Wellman kind of just handed me control of the team, being able to play point guard. I knew by senior year I'd probably have a good chance, but at the end of the day, it's not really what we were thinking about. But as we got closer and closer in that semifinal game when I got hurt, it was really tough. One, because I got hurt and we're in the postseason. You don't want to get hurt at that point.
Right.
Two, I knew I was 6 points away, and it was well known to other people as well, our coaching staff. And getting in that WashU game, it was tough because my hamstring was still kind of bothering me. So I was playing limited minutes. But towards the end of the game, it was obviously decided. I mean, we were down 20 or so, and Coach Wellman just put me back in, and he called a timeout, actually, and he told all our seniors. We had 5 seniors in there, and he's just gave us a little message and said, hey, we're gonna make sure we do what we can to get Shim to 2,000 points. And I think that little bit, even though it's not a huge deal, it was to me, and I really did appreciate it. And it just shows it's one reason why Coach Wellman has been such a good coach this last few years and will continue to be, because just understands his players and the relationships, and be able to step away and be like, you know what, this is our last game of the year, but he basically said, Shim's done a lot for us, a lot for our team, our program. We're going to do something and help him. So they really gave me the ball. I was struggling to score in that game. So I got fortunate to get to the free throw line and thankfully just knocked a couple down to get over 2,000.
May or may not have been your biggest 2 free throws of your career. You have 5 points and you get fouled with less than 2 minutes to go in the game and make those 2 free throws. But I know that the crowd there, the home crowd there in Lincoln, was appreciative of those 2 free throws as well.
Yeah, they definitely were, and they were more aware than I had even thought they would be, and that definitely made the moment more special. Subbed out right after, got a nice little ovation, and just looking up in the crowd, seeing how much it meant to my family, just how much. I mean, obviously they've helped me a lot, so being able to make them proud and just make other people proud is just a really special moment for me that I got to experience, and I think for my teammates as well.
You talked about Coach Wellman, and I had a chance to visit with him a few weeks back, about the midpoint in the season, and just a fantastic person to visit with. And he thinks a lot of his team, a lot of his players, and I, as you're talking about this, it seems to be indicative of the way he coaches and how he is able to get the best out of them.
Yeah, I think Coach Wellman, is definitely one of, if not the best coach in Division III basketball right now. I mean, the wins we've had over the last few years have been great, obviously, but even besides that, just off the court, he's been awesome. It's another thing coming out of high school. I had a great relationship with my coach, and one thing I was looking in college is I was thinking, I need to have a coach that I can talk to that will be a great coach and understands just teenagers that are just into college and college life. And I don't know if there's many coaches out there that do a better job than Coach Wellman does at just letting us be us, and it helps on the court. It shows on the court. We can play so comfortably and so confidently together. I think a lot of that stems from his coaching style, and he realizes that it's not all X's and O's when you're dealing with college kids, that they have lives going on. They have a lot of stuff going on, and I think he does a phenomenal job handling that. And just really we feed off it because we all really do love and respect him as a coach.
Speaking now with Nate Schimonitz, and I wanted to talk a lot about sports today because of so much else that's going on in the world around us right now. As you're a senior and it has just been announced officially at Nebraska Wesleyan that due to a lot of the rules, Governor Ricketts and of course the CDC and the gatherings of no more than 10 people for an 8-week stretch, well, commencement then has been affected by that, and so my condolences to you on the commencement side of things. But I'm thankful still to get to talk about sports and what a great career and a great season you all have had. Can you think of a game that stands out to you other than a national championship win, which obviously that has to be way on up there, but anything else, any of those other games that stand out to you?
Yeah, I think the national championship, obviously, any of our players, that's probably what we're going to pick because that was such a special moment. But I think on the way there, we really had a couple games that I think we highlight when we talk about the run. I think the first was Central in our conference championship because I think we were in a position where we probably don't make the tournament if we lose that game. And we were down 18 with 8 or 9 minutes left. And so to be able to come back there at home in front of our home crowd, and it was the first we had won our conference our freshman year, but we lost in the tournament to Central. So to come back on them the next year and win that at home, that was really special. And then the other one I would say was Wisconsin-Platteville, because that was our first really true road test. They had the place packed, and I think we were able to win that one by 1 on a late shot in regulation. So that game really gave us confidence. It was the first time we had played a D3 top 10 team by those rankings, and to be able to go to their place and win, I think really helped give us confidence the rest of the way.
All right. Those are our fantastic memories. I'm really glad for you and for your team that you have them. I was looking at one game in particular. I wanted to ask you about something really quickly. Now, no pressure on this question at all. You put up 30-plus points 8 times here in your senior year, and you were talking about Central. I was looking at one game in particular. You may remember this game. Put up 115 points as a team. It was your high-scoring game of the season this year, and you all won by 50-plus points. You had 34 points on the night, 13 of 15 from the field, 4 of 4 from behind the arc, 4 of 4 from the free throw line. You got 7 assists as well, and no rebounds. Now, for a guy who's for his career has averaged, 4+ rebounds a game, how do you make it through a game like that with no rebounds? Is it because you all just didn't miss that night? What was up?
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Wellman was probably asking me the same thing that game. In the locker room, I think you made a mention of it. We did make a lot of shots that game, and honestly, part of it is we've got a couple tall, long guys in there who grab a majority of our rebounds. And as a tall point guard, I can get in there sometimes, but Clay, Jack, and Nate Baugh, my teammates, they probably did all the work there for the rebounding.
Well, and I say that in humor, just to look back on and think about all the cool things that you did in your time in Nebraska Wesleyan. Again, 25+ points this season, 3.9 boards per game this season, even with that game, and just a fantastic career. Nate Schimonitz, thank you so much for taking time with us tonight here on the Summit on our live stream, and talking about sports in this time of no sports. And just getting to look back on all of that. Success to you through your life and where you go from here.
Yeah, no, thank you. I appreciate you having me. It was fun.
I want to say thanks to Nate and also to everyone for watching. Please do subscribe to the YouTube channel, Midwest Sports Net. We would appreciate that. It helps us continue to bring small college sports, high school sports, even during the time of no sports. So we do appreciate you subscribing. In the meantime, thanks for watching. God bless you. Have a great night.